You about tired of listening to sports shows with all the woke bullshit? So are we. This is Patriot Sports Radio. Patriot Sports Radio. Fed up with the national talking heads and biases of mainstream sports media. If it's sports from the high school level to the pros, we're talking about it like the red-blooded Americans we are.
God bless America.
God bless America.
God bless America.
Let's do this. And now, here's Eric, Angela, John, Chris, and the coach.
Wake and rake, dude. It's week 14 already. Fantasy playoffs start next week for most leagues. I'm hearing myself in multiple places. The real life playoffs start in about a month. What I'm saying is we're getting down to it. It's time to focus up. Elio's here. Angela's here. We have to start here. What is that hat you have on, Angela?
It's the closest thing I have to an elf hat because it's Christmas. So I used to wear it snowboarding when I was young and agile. It's my Vikings elf hat.
I knew that looked familiar.
It's on.
Snowboarders with something similar like that,
Right.
Going back to school.
That's right.
That's man topical. Heavy Steps is here. Top of the morning.
Good morning, Heavy
Win
Steps.
some wagers. Make some fantasy playoffs. I need Chris to pay attention to his ESPN league this week and win. And then I also need to win with a ragtag group of guys I found on the waiver wire. And then I'll get in. So it's a low probability.
Angela, we finally got you added into the intro. What did you think?
I didn't want to get all giggly about it, but I'm stoked.
I was like, she didn't even react. I worked so hard on that.
No,
God damn it.
There wasn't.
I was
In
like,
the inside, I was like, yeah.
I was like, it fucking fell completely flat.
It was no. I'm super.
It was supposed to be a big unveiled surprise this morning for you.
Was I going to be the girl this morning who was like, "Oh my God, you guys, did you hear that?" Like, I did not want to be that person, but I'm really happy. That was great.
Hey, she's a pro, man. You keep hide your emotions.
I worked with 3 other people to get that done. And get it done by this morning.
Kudos to you, sir.
Angela's officially on the team now.
I'm officially part of the team. I can say whatever I want. It would be really a lot harder to fire me because you guys would have to try to do the intro again.
Exactly.
Oh wait, you have the other one to fall back on. Never mind.
Okay. Technology, right?
Heather's here. Good morning, Heather.
Morning.
How you doing? What are we having for breakfast? What's going on down there in Indiana?
Harvey, let's get some fucking French toast.
Yeah.
Movie, bro. That is one of the classics right there. I love that.
That's how I say French toast.
French toast. You know, I don't know how many sound drops like Heather has that are just for Heather.
Right.
But I got to get a text at 6:00 this morning that said, go the 5-second mark and rip this. This is Heather's intro.
Yeah. I'm not even reading these. Well, I read some of those Twitter files, but generally I just go to Heather's Twitter and see what she's saying about it. And that's how.
Yes, me too.
I also do that.
Condense it down and put it into American.
Just like the morning, everything news show. Just give me a bite-sized Snickers bar and let me just
exactly.
Usually when I read something, I'm like, okay, I get that, but what does that mean, really? And then I was like, what does Heather say? Oh, okay, I get it. Okay,
no, I get it. Yeah,
I get that part of it.
Translates it into normal.
Hey, mom, or that might be dad. One of them, mom and dad.
What up?
I bet that's Skip. Top of the morning. What's it like down in Oklahoma? You got this gloomy, kind of snowy shit, or is it?
No, it's raining. It's not that hard. It's not that.
I gotta have snow on Christmas, otherwise it ruins the whole vibe.
This is like the 3rd time you've said that.
Yeah,
so
it's important.
We all believe you now.
No, I don't think you do.
It happen? I mean, 20 years I lived in New York City. I think it snowed once in Christmas.
It's weird, right?
It's
annoying. It's annoying and unfortunate.
In New York is probably a different story. Yeah.
That's why they make it to be so magical on those stupid Hallmark movies. Because it doesn't happen all the time.
She's a busy businesswoman who's always busy with business. He's a local dude who makes maple syrup and shows her that the real important things in life are time together. Anyways, what's really annoying is The Lions are somehow favorites over your Vikings, Angela. What the hell's going on? Is that? That's syrup level annoying. I mean, they're what, 10-2?
Lions? See.
They
Lions
don't
have 5
suck.
wins.
They just continually fall short at the end when it matters the most. Lions are gonna lion, but they're not a shitty team overall. Like they really have okay, let's say it, grit. They have grit. So I don't know. I mean, the way I see it, they have a serious chance of winning, especially since they're at home. I don't want them to, obviously. I'm like all garbed up in my Viking apparel, but they're a threat and they're all hands on deck and they want this bad. Obviously, they need it.
Heather has Ainsley as a competition today. First one of the season.
Gymnastics.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Ainsley. Yeah.
Nice. And I think the whole thing with the Lions is the fact that they're hot right now, and everybody wants the Lions to be good. You know,
right.
Everybody wants the Lions to be good. Everybody wants the Lions to win. So I don't know if this line here is a little bit of a push of like, influencing better kind of thing. Vegas.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, right.
Exactly. So
manifestation. Yep. But I mean, Goff is on fire. He feels great. He's doing great. Like he's super confident. Like that right there is half of it. I'm just saying, like, I think if you believe you can do it, you're halfway there to doing it. That's the end of the story.
She believed she could, so she did.
That's
whatever that poster says.
He was really close, though. He's really close to becoming really, really good with the right in place. I don't know if Goff is the right guy for a quarterback. Probably not.
Right.
But around the other pieces surrounding them, they have talent.
Yeah.
I mean, they have talent.
Absolutely.
Heather, are you making French toast, bacon, and eggs?
Ooh, delish.
Did I nail that on the soundbite? I didn't even know.
Yeah,
Twitter files.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right, man.
Execution of fallout of remove. I don't know. I was they're going to be legit today. But I also was reading Elon Musk's tweet from early this morning, and he was hinting Fauci's stuff's about to drop.
I hope
David, Vikings going to come in angry with the disrespectful line.
Minnesota
on the shoulder.
Their average margin of victory over the course of the season is 0.8 points. They've won 10 games and they've scored 10 more points than their opponents. That's crazy.
So we have a new guy in the chat here, David. Yes. I was reading Vikings gonna come in angry with the disrespectful line. Very chip on the shoulder against one of the worst defenses in the league. Yeah. I like that take. That's correct.
Yeah, that's a slap in the face to make them an underdog, a 10-win team.
It is.
Right.
I mean, we have them in our pick 5 this week. If you listened yesterday morning, Vikings with plus money was the no-brainer, I thought.
Yeah, Jefferson's got some baby mama issues, and I don't know if that's a locker room issue or not, but it did happen this week that dropped.
Is it baby mama issues because she's fucking somebody on the team, or
no? Like he was like telling her to get an abortion and then all this stuff repeatedly. So it's like it kind of stinks a little bit. Like it's bad press for sure.
Well, there's probably 3 or 4 other guys on the team who can relate to his situation.
Right. They're like, bro, it's okay. I got you. I feel you. I feel you.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Unless she stabs him in the leg, gets him arrested, or is banging somebody else in the locker room, they can compartmentalize that shit.
Can get over it.
Pro.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been doing that shit since college. What were you saying, Chris?
Heavy Step says 90% of the money is on Detroit.
What?
He took Minnesota money line.
Yeah. I mean, you have to, just as a rule, you take anything 80% of people aren't on. Like everybody was on the Raiders Thursday night, which looked like just if everybody's on something, that's not going to happen. The establishment, the simulation, whoever's in charge, Greg Hockley.
Definitely got to hit a hockey bet there. You got to do a hockey bet in there somewhere.
Absolutely.
That is a revenge game. He's back in Detroit. That's one waiting to be exploited, right? I don't know. X amount of yards and anytime touchdown or something like that.
When I see 90% of money is on Detroit, and I mean, there's enough guys here. There's 4 of us, in David in the chat, Heavy, Heather. I don't know how to explain that except.
But say what you want about America, land of the free, home of the brave. We got some dumbass motherfuckers floating around this country. Dumbass motherfuckers, Yeah.
85 million.
Now, obviously, that doesn't include this audience. I understand that.
This audience is good. But how do we justify that? I mean, what are the Lions bringing?
The average margin of victory thing, I think, is the difference. The Lions have won their last 3 games by an average of like 11.5 points.
And I think they're at an advantage because they're at home. I'm just saying, like,
Minnesota's minus 8.3. I don't know how that even works with them winning. Like, all the metrics say they should be losing these games, and they're not. I guess everybody's just betting on this is the time it all catches up on with them, but it's the Lions. I just don't. David says I just figured out how to find you on YouTube. Let's go.
Oh, look, he's got a championship belt in his picture. That's badass.
Okay.
That is all right.
Kind of
You're in the right spot.
Yep.
Part of the grounds crew now.
Okay. Adding to your point there, Eric, I think the fact that they've lost how many games have they led over 16 points and they've lost over this year? So I think that's another line where they're okay. Look, everything's coming together. There's the winning streak right now. They're winning. They're hot. They could have been right now. 9-5, whatever the case may be, or what I'm talking about. I mean, no, I'm doing the wrong math here, but they could have had 8 wins instead of 5, right? Backwards. So they're saying that. I think they're just pushing that up, but I think it's great because, like, I'm definitely on Minnesota all over this bad boy.
Yeah, maybe it's Detroit gets out to a lead in the first half, and then we're able to take Minnesota plus 250 or something at halftime,
which is nothing new.
Cousins gets his act together.
Yep, nothing new.
Yep,
I'm down.
Hey, David said he went to the Fantasy Expo in Canton for the 2nd year in a row. We want to go to that next year. A lot of our friends went.
Yeah, David's like the 5th person to tell us we need to go to that now.
Yeah, Jordan was all over there last year. He was there also.
Yeah.
It's like
what time of year is all his guys.
We need to make go. I'm in.
Yeah, that's is that during the Hall of Fame game right around there?
I think the weekend before, the weekend of. That'd be cool. Do a little networking during the Hall of Fame game. I wonder who's getting inducted this year.
Or just hang out and eat a bunch of burgers with Elio.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Burgers with some beers, man. Hey, don't worry about it, man. We'll get crazy.
Make some spreadsheets. David knows Jordan. Look at us. We're networking right now.
Yeah, JT does a lot of stuff for us. He writes for our website. He's on our podcast quite a bit.
Yep.
Yeah,
we're all around. Elio from Average Joe's up there. In fact, shout your shit out, Elio, please, so everybody can hear you.
Check me out at Twitter, Joe's_talk. Click the link in the bio. That's my link tree. You'll be able to find all the platforms where my podcast is available. Record once or twice a week, and then whenever I feel like it, whenever something's popping, your boy's going to react on it or talk about it. And then, of course, join these gentlemen every once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely improve Sunday mornings.
My bad. My bad. The gorgeous Angela.
What other games we got? What about your Giants taking on the Eagles today? Eagles -7, total 45. Can Daniel Jones throw his way to a victory? I think Saquon has a neck thing, and the Eagles' run defense is pretty good. So it's just on Daniel Jones, isn't it?
He's going to be forced to do this. And the last time Daniel Jones threw for 300 yards, he lost, and he turned it over twice. So that's the problem. Saquon is such a key main factor of that offense. And, Danny can hit you off with a couple of play actions here and there. I mean, unfortunately, the formula of him throwing over 300 yards hasn't worked for a win. We lose. So, but he's not going to have any other choice eventually with Saquon potentially being a game-time decision, which, he is right now. So,
yeah, that doesn't help. That's really the final nail probably in my fantasy football coffin is Saquon giving me 10 points. I'm thinking about benching Saquon for James Cook. That's the kind of freaking out I'm doing right now. So.
Fantasy value-wise, he's going to give you some points today because he's going to run the ball. He's going to go for a couple of touchdowns, or 1 or 2, but he's going to run the ball. So you got to get something over probably close to 20 points from Danny Dimes if you need a streamer.
Nice. David says he'll be on with Jordan on start and sit later. Okay.
Nice.
I feel like we know David, but we didn't technically know him. We already kind of knew him via, I don't know what's that word?
JT
by extension.
Yes.
Yeah, Jordan's good people. It does not surprise me that he's got other fans out there. The guy's just super nice.
Yeah, he's got a big following.
He's nice.
He's the kind of person who every interaction with him is a positive one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He is. Even though he's a backstabber, bro, he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a great guy. Never gonna forget that. But he's still a good dude in my book. Love the guy. But,
he does make some deals that could be considered questionable in that trenches league. I'm looking at Daniel Jones, first guy to throw an interception today is 16-1. I mean,
get out of here.
He's gonna have to throw it, right? Mike White's my favorite at plus 700. You got Deshaun Watson in there. I wouldn't hate that either. I don't know. I dig through those player props or those game props, and I get lost.
I know it's crazy, man. It's hard. I got to simplify it when it comes to that kind of stuff. I like to keep it just over under on yards, touchdown, stuff like that. And every once in a while, I'll throw in, like you said, the yards and touchdown combination and stuff like that, or reception. So,
yeah, those are fun.
Man, that's great, man.
Oh my God, Ravens at Steelers. The total is 36.5.
Oh yeah, it's garbage time.
That's gonna be gross.
I think Huntley is a nice another streamer pick if you need a quarterback this week. Because traditionally, man, this guy he runs the hell out of the ball. You know what I mean? He's always running. So you might get, a nice 20-pointer here from him. Last week he only he threw for 187 yards, but he ran for like a bunch, man. He ended up getting over 20 fantasy points, if I'm not mistaken, or close to it. And then he didn't play the whole game. He came in in the first quarter.
Yeah, and he's been known to throw for a couple hundred yards each time. We got Diggs BTW7A. What's up, G? That's how I say good morning to folks too. I like it. Now, what does that mean? I think that means he's a Twitch listener. Can you tell I'm not quite familiar with all the streaming services? Huntley runs the ball because he can't read coverages. Yeah, that's a good.
Pretty good athlete. He's South Florida. He's a local South Florida kid, actually, from where I work around there. He's from Deerfield Beach.
So if there's some nasty weather today, maybe he's not going to be about that. I don't know. We'll ask Morgan when she gets here what the Northeast is about to look like today. It's December. It's going to be snow football weather pretty soon, right?
Well, it's Baltimore, though. I don't think it snows that much in Baltimore.
No, it's just cold.
It's just cold.
Yeah.
That might be worse.
Yeah. I mean, some of these guys react to the cold. I've been hearing that Amari Cooper hates the cold, but he's been kicking ass so far this year.
He's questionable today, though, by the way. I think.
Oh, really?
Questionable. I mean, I was looking at the injury reports there. Yeah, Amari is questionable, and Hayden Hurst in this matchup is out. So Amari, it is questionable. That doesn't. It's got to keep your eye on the inactives and actives right before hour before tip off.
Yeah, Hayden Hurst is out, and T. Higgins popped up with a hamstring at practice on Thursday, but he was off the injury report yesterday. So he's allegedly good to go, but that makes me like Tyler Boyd over 3.5 receptions. I feel like 5 or 6 receptions. And Hawkinson, like you were saying, 48.5 receiving yards. I feel like he could do that in a revenge type game. It seems like players have been taking the revenge angle more seriously this year. Like it works. Usually it doesn't work out. It's been working out a little more often this year. Like AJ Brown, he got a dude fired.
Oh my gosh.
That's
AJ went in there and just made everybody look bad. I mean, you see one of the catches right over the corner. He was like, he owned.
The guy was right up against. He almost used the defender to catch the ball.
Exactly.
That's just insulting. It's like a slap in the face.
It is. It was impressive, man. I mean, and Jalen had such a great game throwing the ball. He's creeping up there in the MVP talks in my book.
Do you think he's the MVP?
I don't think he's the MVP. I think I'm still going Mahomes all the way. Right now, he is. To me, he was on the unanimous decision. But I think you got him probably getting close to. Let's start talking about Jalen Hurts because he had. I mean, look. Let's look at his numbers. I mean, apart from the fact that the team is also 10-1, or they're 10-1, right? Yeah, and his numbers are looking really, really good. I don't have the stats in front of me, but throwing the football, running it. I mean, he's not turning the ball over either. And that offense is clicking. It is clicking.
That's the thing. You can't just say, well, he's a running quarterback. Obviously, he's going to produce a little more. But he just demonstrated last week, he had the most passing yards of anybody, at least in the early window yesterday. Or last week, I think 380 yards. I mean, Mike White went to overtime and didn't throw for more yards than Jalen Hurts. So I think he's definitely got himself in the conversation. Mahomes is just doing what Mahomes does, which people are kind of desensitized to. Will, top of the morning game from the Will on Locals. I'll get it together. Will from the Game On Locals podcast.
GameOn.locals.com, people. Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Good morning, Will.
Good, Will.
Doing well. Good to great, sir. Good to great.
Huntley runs the ball because he can't read coverages. This has got to be coach.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, he's got it a little bit. He's trying.
December's were, yeah, that's a coach comment there.
Yep. December's where defense and running the ball takes it. Yep, you're right.
Yep. That's why A.J. Dillon just all of a sudden finally did the A.J. Dillon thing last week. When I drafted him to all the fantasy teams, I thought that was what we were going to get like almost every week. But no, not until he's, off into the waiver wire or wherever he's been cast. So what's going on in the Pacific Northwest?
We got somebody else new in the chat here. Eric.
Yep. We said what's up to him. Is that Twitch?
Oh,
the purple thing? I'm trying to figure out what everything
Twitch.
is. Yep.
Did you pull that comment up?
No, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I clicked over to comments and saw it.
He's been reading. He's been reading the comments when you were gone, though. He's been reading.
Hey, with when we were talking about Jordan, I had to go up and get my new Cowboys 5 Super Bowl replica ring set for the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh boy.
Not bad.
Just toss them in the
Wow.
That's courtesy of Huss over at
420 Fantasy Football Hustler. Go check those guys out. I can just start putting my bling on here.
Oh wow, these are pretty nice. Look at that, they're heavy. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're replica rings, so the cubics are
World champion, huh? Cowboys.
I love it.
Jeez. Imagine that. We had a Brett Favre and an Aaron Rodgers. We only got 2 of these things.
Fuck.
It's unacceptable.
I'm having a hard
now
time.
we got Jordan Love.
And if you were Tom Brady, you'd need another case.
Yep, this fuck.
But with Jordan Love, we're gonna need another case now.
Oh.
Yeah. Future Hall of Famer Jordan Love.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a case of beer to drink every single time you see that guy to get over the pain after every game. It's what you're gonna need with Jordan Love. And I hate to break it to you, man. You're not getting another Aaron Rodgers after this.
You can only hit that slot machine once or twice in a lifetime. And we did it 2 times in a row.
I think the luck is about to run out, man.
Wow, this Texans-Cowboys spread is up to 17.5, Will. And the total's only 44. So what are the Texans projected to score 9 points or something?
I wonder if
Hashtag not a math guy.
I wonder if there's a prop if the Texans will get past the 50-yard line. That's what the spread is saying.
Or there's definitely got to be a prop about who's going to score the only Texas touchdown today, right? You know what I mean?
I think this would be a good time to actually lay the plus or take the plus 240-ish or whatever of will there be a defensive touchdown in a game?
Yeah.
You know?
Or first Texans touchdown, no touchdown or something. I found the Texans are plus 450 to be the lowest scoring team today. And I think if you take them and then the Broncos at plus 800, you're probably good.
Did you see Tampa Bay's team total is only set at 16.5? I bet that earlier in the week. Like, I mean, if you like Tampa Bay in the game and you want to take the 3.5 points, you're better off just betting the over in that one, right? I mean, 17 points, they don't cover if they don't score over 17.
Exactly. That's one of the one has to happen for the, they coincide. Why not just take? Then you're not worried about what the refs are doing, what the other team is doing. Just get me 18 points or 17 points. Yeah. I mean, Tom Brady, I get why he's an underdog, but it's still, when you boil it down, it's Tom Brady against the last pick in the draft. And I just can't.
You go ahead, Will.
Heavy Steps was asking me yesterday. One of his buddies was saying, like, should I take the prop bet of Tom Brady over? I think it was like 36.5 pass attempts. And I'm like, yeah, the dude seems like go over. It seems like he's throwing the ball like 50 something times a game. And I go, if there's ever a game he's going to keep dinking and dunking, it's against this defense in this zone, because that's exactly how he's going to try to pick it apart.
Maybe
I don't know if he'll do it, but I mean, if you're looking at attempts, I don't see how he doesn't go into it. Last game, he was like 57 attempts or something like that. It's crazy.
Coach is disapproving of our Cowboys discussion, but
Coach ain't here. Get on the live stream, homeboy.
We got a Christmas gift. Coach. All right, we're showing it off. Coach is gonna have a coronary. No, Heather, he's not, because he's on salads now.
Yeah. He's real healthy.
Yeah, he's living La Vida vegan or whatever.
So what are you? So Eric, what were your 2 props this morning? You were talking about the 2 lowest team, or the 2 teams that scored the lowest points today, plus 400, plus 450.
Yeah, the Houston Texans are plus 450 to be the lowest scoring team today, and then the Broncos are plus 800. I don't know. The Broncos are averaging what, 13 points a game, 12 points a game. I haven't bet it yet because it just seems too easy. But
can we sprinkle a couple?
If you took $10 and you put 5 on the Texans at plus 450, there you would win what, $25 ish, $22.50. And then if you hit the Broncos, then you're going to win $40. So
hey, what's Minnesota?
Scenario, you're doubling $10.
Maybe the 90% of America is correct. What is Minnesota's? Because maybe they're the lowest team. Maybe they know something about Dan Campbell's defense just going to shut Jefferson down.
I'll tell you, you don't want to bet the team to score the lowest amount of points when the total's at 51.5 for the game.
Oh, is that not good math?
No.
Well, then I bet you're getting great odds.
Yeah, I bet it's like 50-1, something like that. And it happens. NFL weekly specials. I dig through those weekly specials like CD bins, just looking for Tribe Called Quest. It's in there somewhere for $4. And I think I found it with Texans and Broncos, lowest scoring teams.
Eric, we didn't talk about, there's one game I forgot to ask you about, and I can't believe we didn't get to it yesterday. What do you think is going to happen in the Dolphins-Chargers game?
I think that's going to go over the 54 or whatever it is. Derwin James not going to play. I heard yesterday. So that was another prop.
54.5. Wow.
Justin Herbert, most passing yards plus 600. That seems like a good bet.
He has Mike Williams back in the fold here, so hopefully he doesn't go out in the first place. So now he has everybody back. Allen, Williams, Joshua Palmer has been doing great all season long, covering up and filling in. And I think right now this is a team where I think everybody was expecting to see most of the year and catapult Herbert to that next, right below Mahomes, which I thought the same thing. So I think it's that's a high over though, man. But if there's a game script, this one is.
Can't we just all be glad that they flexed this game in and took Russell Wilson out of a primetime spot?
Thank you. This is the time of year that these guys get paid for to do this kind of thing and give put the right games on prime time.
They really like with the Christmas Day, we got the standalone Rams Broncos game. Like, we're not the only ones who make wagers. These networks also make bets on what games are going to be must watch. And boy, they lost this one bad. This is an ugly, ugly game. Rams versus Broncos.
Yeah, those games should be like blacked out. Only the local network should be earning, not anywhere nationally.
Wait, is Christmas? Are they only doing one game?
No, they're doing 3, I think, right?
It's on Sunday. Oh, they are doing 3. So when are the other ones playing? Saturday?
The Packers are playing, I think, the noon game, or so. I should have the Christmas schedule up in front of me, but I don't.
Oh, I didn't see it. I thought they were going to play the normal schedule on Sunday. I was so happy. I was telling my wife yesterday that I was like, we get football on Christmas. This is going to be awesome, like all day. I mean, we still do, but only 3 games.
Yeah. It's hard to see everything on because not everything streams over. But let me get to some Getter stuff.
I'm looking at it right now. There's a ton of games on the 24th.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not mad at that. I got the day off.
So, we Cubans party on the 24th more than we do the 25. We actually recover on the 25. We do Christmas Eve. That's where but at least these games are not going to be that late. So
no.
Can I just expose Coach for a second, you guys?
Yeah.
Coach just texted me and told me he's not going to jump on because he's at church. So that's dedication. He's here interacting and he's at church.
Yeah, Tumble Hop on while he's at church. We'll get in there. We'll sing some songs.
I love it. Yeah. I'm like, why don't you jump on? And he's like, I'm at church.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to everybody that's listening on Getter. Judy just commented over on Getter, and I want to make her feel like, hey, we're here for everybody. Judy says, I want to join a college bowl game pool and an NFL fantasy pool. I live in Oklahoma where it's illegal to bet online, so only legal option is the pools. Maybe I'll get good enough at fantasy football to ask an honorable question. Don went last year. It was a blast. Got pretty good, and it was so much fun. This will really help my holidays be much more fun. Absolutely, Judy.
I'm all about that.
Jump in. There is no dumb question.
Nope. That's right. Nope. No dumb questions is like the motto or the trademark or the whatever you call of this show. That's our whole thing.
We
Welcome to the family.
regular entry level folks. That's who we're all about. Because
unapologetically American, and there are no dumb questions. Come on in the chat. You can join us on Getter, Rumble, YouTube, Twitch. We're everywhere.
Is the Rumble
Facebook,
live?
Twitter.
Is the Rumble link live? I was looking for it.
I don't know if I did it right, but I mean, I'm looking at it. It's on.
I make sports takes for the American working man because that's who I am and that's who I care
Sports
about.
Radio, right?
Yeah.
And buy my brake pads.
I don't see it.
Right. Excellent. Good
I think I know what it is, Chris. I think
Can we fix it?
you got to get. Well, this is where we need our Rumble fans out there to subscribe to Patriot Sports Radio on Rumble, because I believe you need 50 or 100 people for it to go. You can record it like on your end, you'll see it, but it's not actually up on Rumble live. I think until you have X amount of subscribers.
Oh, we need X amount. Then we need to get that X amount.
I think it's 50 or 100. I can't remember. And then you can go live. Like the people will be able to see you live.
We do. That's badass. All right, we're gonna.
But this will since you did set it up right, so it will publish afterwards.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, welcome in our weather girl.
Oh, Morgan's here.
Morgan.
It's Morgan o'clock. Just made that song up. You guys like it?
Good one. I like that.
Brilliance, my friend.
Morgan Jones, our collegiate correspondent. How are you? How's Iowa? How's the educational system doing this week?
You know, it's all right. It's finals week. It's a little stressful.
Ooh, finals week.
How are you feeling about finals? You feel confident?
I feel tired.
That means you're doing it right.
That means you're doing it right. Mason says, no stupid questions, just stupid people who ask questions. That is definitely Mason in a nutshell.
Yep.
So Morgan, are you one of those people who like just is like heavy on the grind during finals and then you end up getting sick when you're done?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. You can do it, girlfriend.
You can do it. David says he's back. Had to run into a card show. Never not working. That's our kind of guy. Wake up.
Nice.
I got up at 4:00 this morning and I was like, I need to look at some football stuff. I actually took a nap at 6 a.m. When you get up, you're getting up too early when you're napping at 6 a.m. Anyway,
good loud.
David's back. He had to run to the card show. He's grinding.
Yeah.
Or the card shop.
It's a Sunday. He's out there flipping cards, making a profit, just working those margins. I love it. I love it.
What's the weather like in Denver? Because I don't understand why people are putting money on the Broncos.
Yeah. Explain that, Morgan. Explain yourself.
Chiefs at Broncos 3:00.
It is about 59 degrees and 13-mile-an-hour winds. It doesn't seem like too bad.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why people are going to be putting their money on the Broncos?
Yeah.
Do you see if they got a new quarterback in the forecast or we're missing something?
Yeah. Is there any offensive competency in the forecast?
New head coach.
Chance of backup.
He's going to have a snap in the game. That's why.
Cloudy with a 40% chance of Osweiler. We got the Vikings and the Lions. That's in a dome. The Eagles and the Giants out in New York at noon, though, and the Ravens at the Steelers. Those are out on the East Coast. What do they got? They got anything going on out there? I haven't looked at weather at all.
No.
Giants have slight rain that could pick up later in the day.
That's why I love the under. It's gonna be nasty in that game.
Oh, nice.
Big game for Miles Sanders today.
Morgan just made that decision easy.
Yep.
Steelers, 37% chance of rain. That could also increase in like 45 degrees.
I think the big weather game today, isn't it, out in San Francisco? Isn't that one going to be?
Yeah.
Ooh, she got excited. Look at the weather girl got excited.
She's like, yep, that's the one I came here.
That's the one.
About.
So there's showers and then 29-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
Ooh.
So.
Wow.
Okay, maybe Tom is not going to go over that.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a
but
big
if there's
deal.
nobody that can pass in that kind of weather is Tom Brady.
That's
right?
true.
You know.
Yep.
He's done it before.
Wow.
No,
Bucks are
the attempts. I'm not going to focus on the completion. That's going to be a tough one. But the attempts, yeah, it's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they run the ball. They can't run the ball other than the dink and dunk.
Yep. That's the running
game. Little dump it off to Rashad White.
I like how Mason says Broncos are ... do.
Maybe.
Like, what are we? How are we justifying this, boys and girls?
Yeah, I mean, how else would you make any sense?
Oh, Big Willie,
play on the Patriots.
You know,
-1 4 units.
You know that meme that's out there of the Family Guy, and it's God, what's the wife's name? Lois, is that what it is? And she's sitting there, she's staring at the pill bottle, like trying not to grab it. You see that meme? That's me when I'm looking at this New England line. Just because I'm trying not to, because I have so many futures bets on New England to go over 8.5 wins for the season. So I'm at the point where I got to stop betting on them, and I might have to start betting against them. But I do like that.
You've reached the.
Hey, just a second though.
I'm gonna tell you, Lois, when things get crazy now, Will.
I need to clarify this before I go and start laying cash down. Heavy, are you betting this, or are you making fun of Will for putting 4 units on this? Because there's a big difference.
He bet. That's his bet.
You bet that 4 units?
Coach, yeah, that's why he's shocked that I'm
books, 5-star lock of the week.
There you go, Coach.
-1 4 units. Scum the books. Patriot Sports Radio.
Load them up.
Load them up. Brought to you by Heavy Steps.
Yep. An equal opportunity wagerer. And what does our wind gusts look like out there? Like it's going to be sustained 29 and gusts up to, or
it's just gusts up to 29.
Oh, that's significant, dude. That's enough to make field goals miss. I mean, now we're thinking about kicking game and field goals. Oh man, there's going to be a lot of considerations to be made. David says, "Let's go Steelers." Also, do the Bengals get over their Browns curse today? Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
We were talking about that on the Super Podcast. They have won the last 5. I know Joey Burrow's never beaten the Browns. It has to happen this week.
This is the time of year where Joey picks it up, just like it did last year, and it seems like it's all trending the same way. I don't see this one going the other way.
Yeah, I mean, you got Deshaun Watson trying to still work out the kinks, if you will.
Yeah, I'm going to put 4 units on this game now. Heavy Steps. Will, don't do it, okay? We can't have you jinxing them. And in fact, if you get a text from me later, I'm going to need you to turn your jersey inside out. There's going to be some things I might have to have you do throughout the remainder of this
game. Don't worry.
We're going to have to win this.
That's tomorrow night, so we got some time.
Okay.
Yep. It looks like Rondale Moore not going to play tomorrow night, so it's just going to be Hollywood Henderson. And
well, that fucks your ESPN league, homeboy.
Yep.
I needed Rondale Moore to beat Cole.
Son of a bitch.
Eric, you were just talking about the Cincy Browns game, right?
Yeah.
Didn't Watson look a little stiff out there last week? Like he needed a massage or something?
Yep. It's been years.
Oh my God.
It's been years, the poor guy.
Oh, here we go, Eric. Let's go, Steel. Also, do Bengals get over their Browns curse today, Eric?
Yep. That's what we said. They lost
5
in a row. But Burrow this year, he looks locked in. Will, don't bet New England. Do these guys a favor. Just stay away from bet Tommy. Bet Tommy's over if you want.
Oh, I'm gonna be betting Tommy. Now that I heard about that wind, it's gonna be a field goal game. And you're gonna tell me that the rookie's gonna take down the GOAT? I don't think so.
No. Kyle Juszczyk 42-1 first.
It's gotta be that defense is gonna take down the GOAT if that is the case.
Oh, I mean, I'm not worried about that. Tom's seen every defense in the land.
We're getting way off track. We're gonna make Morgan Mitchell time if we keep it up.
That's true.
What about this Jets versus Buffalo game that Buffalo known for shit weather?
Yeah, it's rain snow mix. With 14-mile-an-hour winds. It feels like 25.
Feels like 25. I love the feels like temperature. It lets you know how miserable you're going to be when you get out there.
I like to, when someone says that, I like to be like, no, I don't. It doesn't feel like that to me. What are you talking about? Don't tell me how I'm supposed to feel.
You don't own me.
Yeah, my feelings cannot be wrong. Okay, this feels like 80 to me. We got Jags and Titans. That one's probably okay. Texans at Cowboys. The Seahawks have a home game against the Carolina Panthers. Seattle. Chris, you used to live up there. What's Seattle like? The Seattle area like in mid-December?
Oh, it's fair to my league. About It's pretty.
It's
liberal.
random
It's
up here.
liberal.
You never know.
It's liberal. It's
it's
liberal.
Very liberal.
Rainy with a 70% chance of
Chance of-
protest.
Yes, 80% chance of protest. No, it's what December weather. It's hit and miss, but it's not gonna be great.
It can be wet. It can be cold. It could
Snow.
just be like mid 40s. I mean, you never know what you're going to get up there this time of
I'd
year.
rather play in 28 degrees.
No,
snow.
there
Is it
it's
Morgan?
open.
It's
What
open?
did you say?
Mhm.
I thought they were in the dome.
Mm-mm.
They used to be in the Kingdom, but then they built whatever it is now, the 12th. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever that place is now. Link, no.
Whatever the name.
It used to be Quest. Now I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, that's the thing. These corporations spend $8 billion to sponsor a stadium. I can't remember what any of them are called. Like the Staples Center isn't the Staples Center. It was the Crypto, or didn't FTX sponsor that one? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what has to happen for me to remember who sponsored your stadium.
Hey, let me tell you that I listen to some financial podcasts sometimes, and every one of them say the same thing. If that company's name is trying to get branded on a stadium, walk the F away. Just walk away.
Can't they just keep the name and then just be like brought to you by whomever?
I think they it's a big contract.
They're paying a lot of money for the name on the damn front of the building. So
yeah,
but no matter what, even if it's on fire, Dad, I'm not calling it AmFam Field. It's Miller Park.
No, I wonder what the return.
I'm not calling him Dad. Not even if there's a fire.
I wonder what the return on investment is there. Like how many dollars you spend to name the stadium versus how many actual new customers you get through that. Mason says trade never beat the Browns, but never lose to Mahomes. Ah, he's talking about some crossroads shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Joey Burrow down there in New Orleans probably made some kind of voodoo situation. I mean, look at his senior year or whatever, his last year at LSU. That came out of nowhere. Now that I think about it, that's pretty supernatural, a lot of the things that have happened in Joey Burrow's career.
Yeah.
He came back from that knee injury in such a way that it almost seems like there's some witchcraft going on. Yeah. David says Jets cover, but lose, I think.
Yep.
I wonder, Mason, how excited are you? How do you feel about your Jets today? Can they win? I mean, he's always talking about Sauce, defensive player of the year. Jets, greatest team ever.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a lot of confidence about the Bills this week out of him, though. I think he might be a little worried. I would be. Josh Allen, terrible weather. No thanks.
So is that going to slow CMC down in San Francisco? Because that's the big weather event today, huh?
I think that's good for him. That prevents them from throwing the ball. I think he just gets, you know what else? When I was perusing the props, CMC to have the most rushing yards today, 28-1. That should never be 28-1.
No.
I understand he's playing a good run defense, but
rushing though,
yeah,
not receiving.
Yeah, that's the thing. His receiving yards rack up. So, is there anything I'm missing, Morgan? Any sort of standing weather situations?
No. In Cincinnati, it's pretty chill. It's just 48 and 10-mile-an-hour winds, and then yeah, that's pretty much it.
Eventful for a December weekend. So, what do you got planned? How long is school till winter break? You get to go back home and hang out?
My last exam is on Thursday, but then I'm probably gonna leave Saturday just to hang out with my friends.
Nice.
There you go. Is that what that's probably what the cool kids do? I don't know. I'm not cool.
How can the Jets not win? Yeah.
Oh.
Not a better question than how can they?
Yeah.
How can they win? Is how can they not win?
That's why he wasn't. He has, but it's not even a question to him. He's like, why are we even debating this? What do you
Why
mean?
are we talking about it?
You're telling me there's a scenario where they don't? I don't see that one.
Hey guys, I got to bounce because it's that time.
Yep.
I'm going to leave you one disgusting last-minute waiver wire pick, okay, based on the fact that everybody's hurt. Travis Homer. He might be the leading back for Seattle. Whatever you want to take with that, you know what I mean? He might get you to the playoffs.
Is that sneaking the DFS today?
No, not in DFS. That's I mean, if you want to put him in DFS, you can, but that's just because I think what's his name, Kenneth Walker and what's his name, DJ Dallas are definitely looking like to be out. Homer's in PPR leagues. That's what he gets his bread and butter. He catches the ball too, so I think he's gonna be the lead back today. is looking like that, like now 70-30 or 80-20. So Eric, if you need somebody to fill for more, he might win you today's and get you tomorrow. Have a great rest of the weekend, everybody. I will see you next week.
Thanks, Elio.
Be good, Elio.
See you next week. Man, what a solid dude. I mean, $0 a week he comes in and does that for. It's crazy. It's just crazy. All right, Morgan, do you have to get going too?
I do.
Busy schedule. All right. Well, thank you for all of your contributions, and will we see you back here next week?
Yeah.
Good luck
awesome.
On finals.
Yes. Best of luck with your finals. Not that you'll need it because you're the smartest girl we know.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
She's another one. Works for free. Is that crazy? I mean,
she's awesome.
She is. She really is. And that's another one of those.
She wants to be sleeping right now. So,
yeah.
She wants to be sleeping. So she's great.
Last week, like usually I'll message her on Saturday evening, like, see you tomorrow or whatever. And I forgot to last Saturday, but she was here right on time. She was actually waiting for 10 minutes before I even remembered. So, I mean, it could be argued that
Eric, you might want to leave that tidbit out next time.
It could be argued that Morgan is more plugged into how things are working than I am.
I love it.
All right, we touched on that one, the Chiefs, Broncos, the Sunday night game, Dolphins at Chargers. Yeah, the total is 54. Does that suggest that Mike Williams is healthy? Because he was not on the injury report.
Yeah, he's off. He's off.
But a high ankle sprain, a big, tall dude. And the way he falls, like it's when he jumps to catch a ball, it's like he tries to fall in such a way that he'll be hospitalized.
He's trying to break his hip.
Feet all the way, get those feet also 3 feet off the ground, get horizontal if possible, and just land on the shoulder. I don't know. That guy, he's a throwback. But he's so scary to roster. I don't know if I'd plug him into any DFS lineups or anything. My ESPN league I need to just give up on it. I need to let it go. What else we got? I mean, Sunday night game, weather with Morgan. I think we're into just the freestyle period of the show where we discuss things we like. Like Houston Texans. Fewest points. I think I'm going to take that.
Hey, let's run through a few of the prop bets from your article on patriotsportsnow.com.
There we go.
Ooh,
damn, that's why.
Written gold.
Chris, the brains of the operation. I forgot about that whole thing.
Oh, no big deal. Just forgot about that.
Yeah, he's like, hey, let's check out some of those wagers. I know we were talking about TJ Hawkinson. To him to score a touchdown is plus 180. And his receiving yards are 48.5. They might be up to 49.5 or 50.5 or something like that. But this is kind of an odd one, but I like Kyle Juszczyk. His receiving yards are set at 7.5. If he gets any, he gets 20 receiving yards. So I also played 18 or more. But this is my favorite one. Chigoziem Okonkwo, tight end, Tennessee Titans. He is 6'3", 238 pounds. He's just an athlete. He has more 40-yard receptions than any other tight end in the league, and he's essentially a backup. He's been getting more and more playing time lately. His receiving yards are set at 25.5. I am also betting 65 plus receiving yards plus 585 because he's done that or gotten close a couple times already. And Jacksonville, terrible against the slot wide receiver. He's athletic enough to the point where you can move him outside and play him like a slot receiver. 65 yards is 2, maybe 3 receptions for him. I also took him first Titans touchdown, 14-1. He's in the game, like first touchdown in the game, he's 14-1, but he's also 14-1 Titans first touchdown. So why not take the team specific one and cut out the possibility of a Jaguars touchdown? Fucking you. And then also Tyler Boyd, like I said. I mean, T. Higgins may or may not be hurt. Hurst is out. Somebody's got to catch the ball across the middle. What do you think about Amon-Ra St. Brown over 7.5 receptions plus 105? Why is it plus 105? He catches 8 or 9 or 10 balls every week. Is there something I don't know? about Amon-Ra or this coverage?
Well, I mean, right now, Minnesota's the underdog, and Amaron's got a low. None of this is making sense on this game.
Yeah.
Right. That's super weird.
Yeah, everything is upside down with this game.
Together. Yeah, the math doesn't work out.
Dude, one of the most common comments I get on all our Rumble videos, which I don't understand people who hate sports so much that they want to tell you that they hate sports. We get that, but one of the most common comments we get is that the NFL is scripted. And lines like this in the Minnesota game make you feel like someone knows something and it is scripted. So it kind of makes those people seem like they're onto something, but they're not.
This is one of those that confirms the simulation. Like, hang on a second.
And we do get a lot of that over on Rumble or Getter is like the NFL's woke and we don't watch the NFL and we protest the NFL. So let me address kind of what we're doing here and what we're about. Yes, we're making money, but also guys like me, Eric, Will, and then ladies like Angela, the coach, Heavy Steps. We grew up with sports and it was a big part of our families. And especially, let me talk for myself, for my family. And we watch college sports on Saturdays. We watch the NFL. I love sports and it's a big part of me and my kids. So I'm not willing just to like say, oh, the Democrats had a protest, so now we don't watch that anymore. Fuck that. Football is an American sport and we're going to cover it and because we love it. We're not going to get into all the woke bullshit. We're going to call it out when we see it. But look, this stuff is going to start flipping, in my opinion. The ship's about to get righted.
Yeah, look what look what happened with like Gamergate and all that stuff and everything that's going on in Hollywood and how all these shows and everything are going woke, Marvel, Disney, all that stuff. They're trying, they ruined all that. They ruined Star Wars. They ruined all that stuff. We're not going to sit back and just let them ruin sports for us.
That's the thing.
It's not going to happen. We're going to push back.
If you're going to walk away from sports because these things are happening, then you're abandoning sports and just allowing these all these children to have it. No.
Yeah, and it's
sports.
Whether you grew up with sports or not, I'll be the first to tell you this is the glue. Sports is the glue in a lot of families. That whole families together and bring them together to have common interests, to sit down together and break bread. Also for the kids to go out and play. So that they can go, man, I want to be that. And then they go out there and go outside and get off their damn phone and off the Xbox.
But it's not just families. It's communities and people
and you
everywhere.
Get a team family, right? There's the Green Bay is a family. Vikings, they're family.
Yeah. No, I mean,
look at us here just doing this show.
Too. Like I talk about this all the time on my podcast where it's like you can go to a stadium and you're like cheering alongside of and celebrating somebody else's touchdown too. And you're surrounded by, it's generational. It's, you're surrounded by old people, babies, like from all over the place. And it gives everybody a chance to like, just enjoy each other.
It teaches you how to be a true romantic, right? You have to love under the best and worst conditions. So we're going to teach you how to stay married here through being a sports fan, especially like Mason down there is a Jets fan. That's gotta suck.
Yeah, I mean, talk about dedication. But to say I'm not going to watch, I'm not going to watch football because whatever. I mean, be part of the solution. Come subscribe, like the videos, demonstrate the fact that there's a bunch of people who just want to watch a fucking game and not be told to stop hate because we already aren't hating people. So, and another speaking of unnecessary things, maybe that's not my place, but the HIV medication ads always during football games. I feel like if you have HIV, your doctor's going to sit you down and say, "Here's the medications." You don't need to kill the football vibe 17 times with medication. What is it? With 75% of advertising dollars spent in America are spent by pharmaceutical companies. Let that sink in.
And we're like one of the only countries that allows that to happen.
Yeah, we are. It's crazy.
And I'm a pharmacist.
Right. I was just gonna say, Will, do you have something to say about this?
I think
he's not gonna step up and step up to the plate for fun.
At the end of the day, really, Will, if all of those advertising dollars went away, you'd still have a job.
Hopefully.
Right. Maybe you get paid more.
Advocate for that.
Yeah. Into heavy steps questions, do I still feel good about Brady's pass attempts? I do, and I have it pulled up right now. It's currently over on Bet Online. Tom Brady, it went up a little bit. It's Tom Brady over under 38.5, and the over is juiced at -121. So I mean, people still, I think this is still a good bet. I think there's only one way that Tom can move the ball, especially in bad weather against this defense, and it's picking apart that zone, dinking and dunking. I think all the way up to playing this to 40. I just don't see how Tom isn't throwing the ball 40 times today.
Yeah.
Unless they just go 3 and out a bunch.
A dozen of those 38 have to go to Godwin, right? Just coming across the middle on drag routes and whatnot. Bet the Lions at your own risk.
Ford family. And yeah, hey, Mason knows the Lions. He's from Michigan. Like he knows the inner workings up there. And he's a Jets fan, if that tells you anything.
Go Lions.
I put the turf memorial play at the end of my props article. The Seahawks lost Turf, the 3-legged good boy who used to chase the geese off the field during practice. Seahawks to win all 4 quarters, plus 1,200. I looked at their points per quarter. Seattle scores 6.8 in the first half to Carolina's 1.9. Second quarter, Seattle 7.2, Carolina 5.5. Third quarter, Seattle 4.4, Carolina 4.1. Fourth quarter, Seattle 8, Carolina 7. So they score more points in every quarter on average, and they're playing for their boy Turf. I think, like I said in my like I said in the blog, it only seems right this team pays respect by tearing all the stuffing out of the Carolina Panthers till the squeaky part breaks. I thought about either team scores 40 points, but Pacific Northwest scared me off of that. But like Matthew McConaughey said, Will, you don't mess with a man who just lost his dog.
You don't. God, I love that movie. I need to watch it.
That's a great flick.
I freaking love it.
It's really one of my favorite gambling movies.
I watch it at the beginning of every NFL season. Yeah, the beginning of every NFL season. It's one of those where you watch it and you realize how kind of short the movie is. And you're like, God, I want more.
Yeah. Color of Money, I would say, in Tom Cruise's top 5. That's a great flick.
Yeah.
So who are you on personally today, Will? I know we picked our 5, but like what did you sit down and conjure up in the lab over there?
Oh man, well, of course, Chris, you're a member of GameOn.locals.com, so you already know my full card that's been
already got the email
for several days. Exactly, did add some teasers to the mix, but what I'm on, I like Minnesota to win this one. I bet them on the money line. Buffalo first half, Buffalo for the game, under in that game. Took Baltimore at plus 3.5 early in the week, and that's moved all the way to plus 1.5. I love the under in the Giants Philly game. I bet the Giants at the beginning of the week, and I turned around and now I bet the Eagles because I think that's the right side.
Yeah.
Cincy, I like. Tennessee, I like. I don't understand the Tennessee line. Kansas City, I don't understand that one. And then Miami in the night game, which I don't feel strong about it. It could go either way, but I just think, especially with the Chargers offense now being fully healthy, it kind of makes me nervous. But I think we see Miami just light it up. I think it's gonna be a fun game. But
yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about some line movements that happened overnight? Just little things that I'm noticing.
And kind of let everybody know also about GameOn.local and how to go there, how to find it.
It's really easy. You just go to your internet browser on your phone, anywhere, wherever you're watching this. Just go to Google or something and type in GameOn.locals.com, and then you're going to see my cover screen, and you're just going to hit join, and it's free.
You're on fire over there this month.
Everyone needs to be on GameOn.locals.com because Will and I, and that's Heavy Steps, not me. Heavy Steps have been hitting everything lately. Both of us.
Dude, December, and I called it. So you always see those gamblers that people always post their month. Like, this is how I'm doing on the month and whatnot. I usually don't do that because I just have everything posted anyways over on
GameOn.locals.com.
Yes, exactly. But I was like, you know what? Let's see how December is going to be, because I was like, I think this is going to be a good month. We have NFL. I feel like this is where I'm going to flip the switch and I'm going to get dialed in. And we have all the bowl games. We have, basketball going on. We have college basketball going on, hockey, everything's going on. I'm like, I feel like this is going to be a good month. And so far, December is my record that I've posted over on Locals. 37, 25, and 1, up 39 units. It's been insane. Last night was great. I went to bed before the main event. I bet the main event to go to the distance at plus 150 in the UFC fight. I woke up and saw it was a split decision, and I go, hey, it went the distance.
I thought you were worried about that because a lot of those fights were finishing within regulation time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, it was like up until like the last 2 fights, every fight had to either finish by knockout or submission. There was a crazy amount of submissions. And that's not just the main card. That was all the way from the beginning, the early fights, the prelims. It's crazy.
I need to learn about the fight game.
Oh,
starting
it's so much fun.
Starting to dip my toe into hockey and college basketball.
Hey, we might have a new contributor coming on that's in the fight. She is around the fight business and the racing cars, Indy cars, right, Eric?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And yes, by the way, I forgot, I didn't mean to exclude Heavy Steps. Heavy Steps is also killing it over there, and he has every day he posts his card, and he'll do a little recap too. But Heavy Steps has just been on a roll, especially, I know we're coming to the end of it, but he was on a roll with soccer in the World Cup. But his college basketball has been like yesterday. He went 5-3 over there with college basketball. Him and I are usually opposite on a lot of NBA plays, but here's what you get over there. You get Heavy Steps with it. He usually plays NBA like for the full game. I usually play quarters. I like playing first quarter. So if you want to take it from 2 different approaches, you got 2 different guys doing different methods over there. A lot of the times you'll see it like he'll be on the opposite side of me on a game, but I'll be only on the first quarter. And a lot of the times I'll win my first quarter bet, but then he'll win the game bet. It's NBA is weird like that.
One good thing about GameOn.locals.com that because I met Will, it wasn't the football season, so this isn't that they're
it was like March, probably April.
That site. They're betting all year long. Heavy Steps is phenomenal with the MLB. Like they keep you in the money from Jan 1 to December 31st and everything in between.
And I would argue the best thing about it is you could come over there and you could be brand new and learn about everything. You could come over there and be a specialist in one sport or one type of bet and contribute. That's the whole point of the community. Like we got Heavy Steps, who does a little bit of everything. You got Jason who's in there that gives his thoughts. You got Ryan who comes in when it's fight time and he'll give his UFC picks. Just a great community. That's what we're trying to build. People who we just give our thoughts, our opinions. We talk out plays. And if you want to tail them, you go ahead. If you want to contribute and post your own picks up there, or you want to ask questions like, what am I missing from this game? Why the hell are the Vikings underdogs?
How do I bet?
10-2.
Where do I go to bet?
Yeah. How do I place it? Where did you find that line? Where did you find that prop? Things like that. That's what we're building over there.
Collaborative groups of smart people. That's the only way we're going to beat these fucking websites.
From
these damn bookies,
all the way from I've never placed a bet in my life to I won $100,000 last year on the season.
And
everybody in between.
Everybody in between. Come hang out, learn some shit, teach us some shit. I would love.
We love beginner's luck. If we keep getting people in here that have never betted and we just ride their beginner's luck for the next 50 years, let's do that.
I'm all for that. Beginner's luck is a thing. I heard some guys on the sports talk radio saying yesterday they don't believe in momentum. How can you watch sports and not believe in momentum?
What is that?
Tell them they need to turn on the
I don't know.
New England Atlanta Super Bowl. Tell them they need to at like 3 minutes left in the third quarter of the New England Atlanta Super Bowl, and tell me you don't believe in momentum.
Any March Madness game where these teams go on 24-3 runs.
Tell me when you watch that New England Atlanta Super Bowl that when it goes to overtime and Tom Brady gets the ball, that you don't feel like Tom is already won the Super Bowl, because that's exactly how I felt when I watched it. I go, oh, Tom's getting the ball and they're scoring. They're punching it in. It's over.
That's how the Atlanta sideline felt, I'm sure too. We're like, oh man, this thing's over.
Yeah.
Army Navy got crazy yesterday. They went to double overtime. Army went down 3-0, so I took Army. I think they were like plus 150 or something. This feels like the American thing to do. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the fourth quarter, they started throwing the ball and running double reverses and shit. Back to back touchdowns in overtime. Or no, it was 2 touchdowns and then a field goal by Army. But crazy. Went over. I'm not sure if
that was the first time the game ever went in overtime, right? Ever in the history of Army Navy? Yeah.
Yeah. It's been like 7 or 8. Yeah, it's crazy. They had the Army dressed up to look like tanks and the Navy dressed up like space shuttles, I guess.
Yeah.
The Navy's really leaning into the space thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. They had NASA on their helmets. thought we had Space Force for that. I thought that was a whole other branch.
What's going on?
You want to talk some line movements overnight?
Yes.
Okay. Some things that I'm seeing that for people that are new to this, line movements are important throughout the week, but it's also overnight because you see public money come in. You see, still some sharp money come in one way or the other. Usually if it's earlier in the week, it's sharp money, which means like big bettors, respected sports gamblers, specifically down in Vegas, that are placing these major bets that move lines. And so Saturday to Sunday, you usually see just interesting things that happen, and there's a couple of them I don't get it, but I'm okay with it. I am not one to be afraid of going against the line movement, but you got Baltimore. They were plus 2.5, a little plus 2 yesterday. Now they're plus 1.5, and that doesn't sound like a lot, like a huge deal, and it's really not that big of a deal, but it just tells you that money is pouring in on Baltimore, and I get that. I understand that one. Still a good teaser leg. You might want to tease them now if you like them, because I don't see how this game, neither of these teams are beating each other by more than a touchdown. So you better snag that before the 1.5 goes away. Some more line movement, money coming in on the Browns. They were plus 6, plus 5.5 yesterday. Now the Browns are plus 5. I don't know.
Wow.
And yeah. And that's even juiced to minus 115. So I mean, it's trending towards plus 4.5. I don't get it. I'm all over the Bengals. So there's that one. Money coming in on the Jags, as this line is now plus 3, minus 105. We were looking at plus 4, plus 3.5. I don't get it. This is the one that I'm stubborn. All the pros are on the Jags. I am gonna take the Titans and laugh because I don't know why the sharp bettors love this Jacksonville Jaguars team. They don't even have a positive ATS record this season.
Yeah, Florida team playing a grinded out run game team. Lawrence is injured. He could leave at any moment.
And as we talked about yesterday, Lawrence has never beaten the Titans. He's never beaten the Texans.
Yeah.
Against the spread even, he hasn't beat them.
Yeah.
And here's the biggest shocker to me, and I don't understand this one, and I'm just going to laugh when this game ends 27-0. The Kansas City Chiefs, people are betting the Broncos. This thing, I bet it last week, and I got Kansas City minus 7.5 because I'm like, oh, this thing's going to 10. I was almost right. It went up to 9.5. And then all week long, money just keeps coming in on the Broncos. Now it's Broncos plus 8.5. I don't understand it. I don't get it, but I'm just going to laugh when the Broncos don't score double digits. We talked about this yesterday. We're like, you basically gotta, if you're betting the Broncos, you think they're going to score more than 14 points. I don't think they are.
No. I mean, I guess people are counting on it's Denver. Their defense is substantial and they're going to play hard. I don't know how much they're going to play anymore because this offense gives them no hope.
That's a thing for sure. Forget it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's just the vibes in that locker room. You got Mike Purcell screaming at Russ to basically shut the fuck up. Oh, he's probably doing his whole, come on, guys, clear eyes, full hearts. It's Russell Wilson time. And then he goes out there and scores 9 points and coughs the ball up. Yeah.
Oh, I think Coach is in the chat.
Who scores for the Broncos?
Like he said, who scores for the Broncos? The defense.
Good question. Right. There we go. Broncos and Texans locked in.
You got Patrick Mahomes back there going against this defense. I mean, he's gonna have himself a day, and they're gonna be focused up. I understand that the whole trends of the Chiefs don't really cover that much, especially on the road. I think they're gonna be focused and want to cover because one, this Broncos team's can't keep up anyways, and two, they just lost the 1 seed, so they want to get that back. They're hoping that the Buffalo slips up so they can snag that 1 seed back. Not this week, but sometime before the season ends.
Yeah,
or maybe this week. Who knows?
It's a motivating factor for sure.
But yeah, that's all the kind of line movement that I saw overnight and throughout the week. But it's interesting. There's a lot of I can't wait to see how today plays out because there's a lot of sharp and squares bet, like the pros and Joes going against each other this week, and I side with the public on a lot of these. So
yeah. I know.
It's not usually good.
When I made my initial picks this week, I took everything that 80% of people are on. I needed to basically talk myself out of it. Oh, Watson showing up in a pinstripe suit.
Coach said, who's going to score for the Broncos? The defense?
Oh, is that Kamish? Is he talking about the Dolphins there, America's team?
Gotta be. Too bad we have to wait a week for Baker.
Yeah, sadly we do.
That's true.
Sorcerer of our emotions.
Is he coming to Green Bay next week? Isn't that the deal?
Oh my God.
Perfect. Boy, that lines up perfect for Patriots.
Thank God, because Roger needs maybe Rogers can learn a thing from him.
Yeah.
Well, he won't want him to show him up, that's for sure.
What's good, Jason? I think that is Jason. What's up? America's team 3.5 all day. Is that where they're at? You took the Dolphins at 3.5, Will?
No, I laid 3 with the Dolphins. They're 3-point favorite. You can get, and this is another thing, I got to do a video on this too. Because right now the Chargers are +3, but it's not. It's the VIG on it is actually good. You're getting +102. So that's like saying if you were getting +3.5, you'd be laying about $1.20 on that.
What's good? The VIG? Did you say
the VIG, the tax that you pay?
Vigorous.
So that's why all these bets, all these bets aren't the same. A +3 isn't the same as a +3. You got to look at what that little line below it, that the numbers below it that usually say -110. Sometimes it'll say -120. Sometimes it'll say +100. That's the VIG. So when it's like it is, that's why like here when it says it's +102, that means if you bet $1 on it and you won, you'd get $1.02 back plus your dollar that you bet. If it says -110, well, you got to lay $1.10 to win $1.
Or you win 90 cents.
Yep. You're like me, you bet $11 to win $10.
Yep, exactly.
Yep, $10. That's a significant wager in my world.
So how did that go the first time you figured that out? What verbiage came out of your mouth when you figured out, hey, where did that other 90 cents go? Where did that other 20 cents go?
Yep. That's where I learned. Well, I started gambling via with like a bar owner over the bar who would take bets on you would call an answering machine. This was like probably 99, 2000. You'd call an answering machine and leave your picks on the answering machine, and then you'd go to the bar on Tuesday to pay or collect.
What the heck, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning off his excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine.
Every time Eric walked into the bar on the next day.
That sounds so sketchy and fabulous.
Pay me my money.
Yeah,
That's
all over that.
That's how everybody betted back in the day, Angela.
I know. My dad runs in a circle with bettors. I get it.
Like I would right now, Sunday morning, be driving over. So statute of limitations is all up now because this was back in the 1900s before the turn of the century. Right. And I would hop in my pickup truck on Sunday morning and go over to Kyle's house and throw my picks in his mailbox. And if everything worked out good on Tuesday morning, Tuesday when I got home from work, my cash envelope would be in the in my mailbox. If not, I'd have to swing by Kyle's house and put my cash in his mailbox.
Yep. Yeah, and I'd get that first envelope like, hang on. Where's I bet $25. Why is there not $50 in here? And you realize, this is why it's worth your while to do this. Okay.
Yes. And that's the VIG, right?
Capitalism. Yeah.
Capitalism. So
interest? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else? What are some of the other nicknames for it? Juice.
Juice. Yes. The juice. Tax. All that stuff. We talked earlier about not letting them take away sports from us. One of the ways I got into sports and sports gambling was my dad's worked at a mill his whole life. They do those
pick'em the product sheets, of a Bruce Springsteen song.
Mm-hmm. They do those those pick'em pools, and everyone brings a sheet home, and you put in your $5 or $10 or whatever it is, and you pick who's going to win, and the predict the score on Monday Night Football, all that stuff. That's my dad and I would do that when I was growing up, and also I grew up in Longview, Washington, but right across the street there's right across state, there's a bridge to get you into Oregon, into Rainier. And Rainier, it was legal to gamble over there. And there was this little tiny shop that we'd go into, I think a little liquor store. And I think the statute of limitations is up on this one too. They would have these parlay cards. And I would always get in trouble because I wasn't supposed to touch the cards, but I always wanted to have it in my hand so I could look at the lines. My dad and I would like throw $5 on these like 5-leg parlays just for fun, and try to hit one to win like $125. And when we did hit it, it was cool because we'd go out and like we go to our favorite we had this like a Mexican restaurant that we like to go to that had these breakfast burritos stuff. We do fun things like that. And so those, we talked about like making memories and stuff like that with sports. Yeah, that's kind of those things. And maybe
this is the kind of shit we can't let.
I do that with my dad every Tuesday. Still, I get into pools, football pools, baseball pools every Tuesday. That's where I am with my dad now. Still, and like growing up.
So we get done, we go root on the games and watch them, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I need to talk my daughter into
betting.
This.
It brings families together.
And teaches math.
Right.
And money management.
We're doing God's work.
Hey, I gotta call Steps out here before I have to go. He says, I've been with Will since day one. He hasn't even sent me a Christmas gift or a B-Day present. What about all the winners? Do you not see what I'm posting every single day on there?
How do you still have a mortgage after being a part of Game On?
I will say
your house off years ago.
Heavy Steps was super nice. And he knows I'm a big Brady fan. He bought the Madden game last year, and then he sent me the cover. There's no game in it, but he sent me this.
That's awesome.
Oh, what a guy.
It sounds like I need to get Heavy Steps a present this year is what he's trying to say.
Hey, I'm going to shout out Jason, the commish over at TSS Fantasy Football. After we get done, you got to go pray with the Fantasy Jesus over at TSS because they do excellent work over there with fantasy, and Jason has a legit show.
Yeah,
so much fun to watch. Fantasy Jesus is legit. Go check it out when you're done here.
He keeps that thing moving. That is a visually stimulating show.
Keep her moving.
Yep. Coach says
the parlay card.
Coach says my old man used to bet me on sprint car races.
Oh yes.
Took me 2 years to realize they were reruns. Oh, he 51st dated you.
Boy, you know what, though? It was cheaper than college. You learned a great lesson that day.
You should have picked up on those trends that Steve Kinzer was winning every goddamn race. You just need to start putting your money elsewhere. All right.
All right, guys. I hear my little ones waking up. So fun hanging out with you this morning. We're going to cash some tickets today. And look forward to seeing you guys. What do you guys go live every, was it Monday evening? Recap everything?
No, we're going to switch to Tuesdays now.
Moving that to Tuesday.
All right. I look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday.
All right, brother.
Outstanding. Have a good one.
I will.
See ya.
Yep. I suppose we should get to our Sunday activities. Like we said, any questions you have that didn't get answered, head over to TSS Fantasy. They will take care of you. Great dudes over there. Angela, I love the hat.
Thanks.
Worst of luck to your Vikings today.
I'll be cheering for both teams today. You know me.
Yay.
Just saying.
Till next time, be good to each other. Chris, kick the outro music.
You've been listening to Patriot Sports Radio. If you're sick of all the national talking heads and biases of mainstream sports media, like we are, this show is for you. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. For more content and merch, hit up www.patriotsportsnow.com. Find us on Twitter at PatriotsPod, on Instagram and Facebook at Patriot Sports Now, and on Getter, Rumble, and YouTube at Patriot Sports. Take care, and we'll see you next time.